so I can do that. I'm Ashlee Roundy, and I live in Henderson, which is in the Las Vegas Valley, on the outskirts of Las Vegas. I don't like live on the Strip. Most people, you say I'm from Vegas, and they think you live downtown on the Strip. They literally ask every time I say I'm from Vegas. They want to know what hotel I live in. So,
Serious? Who lives
serious.
in a hotel?
Apparently, people from Vegas.
Huh.
So, yeah, I am in Las Vegas and I'm helping people use food and other holistic modalities to uh, reach their desired level of health.
Good. And how do you do that?
With food as medicine and uh, let's see, all kinds of things, depending on what they need to do. Everybody's body is different and everybody requires a different approach to their health. So some
Right.
people don't even actually need to change their actual diet. They need to change their consumption of other things, such as entertainment, laughter.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the social um, groups that they're in can influence the way that they feel and their holistic health. And I feel like that brings us to you now telling us what you do and going into humor and laughter.
Well, I'm located in the Netherlands, and I guide women how to make the shit from your past the fertilizer of the future. So I do that with laughter among things. Of course, I do the normal mentoring stuff, and I mean, we all get shit in our lives. I mean, nobody is happy 24/7. And going through a depression myself, and I didn't know how to become a happier version or what went wrong. I started a journey of self-development, which yeah led me to so many insights. And then at some point I did a coaching education just for me to feel better, and then I figured out that I was really good in coaching and guiding other people. So yeah, that's how it actually came. And yeah, I do stand-up comedy as well. um, I am more active in that since last year, I guess. So
Okay. And, and how do you do you feel like comedy and diet go together?
yeah, I think so, because, well, of course, everything goes together. I mean, and everything has to do with food as well. As much as I hate to admit it, it does. I mean, you had something very interesting last time we spoke. You said, if I am craving for sugar, there's something else going on. And of course, food influences us mentally as well, I think, as far as I know.
It definitely does. So it's like the gut brain axis, the connection between your gut and your brain. It's like a loop. And so your sense of humor is fueled by your gut, and your gut is fueling your sense of humor. And everything is interconnected. Like if the way you feel is connected to what you're eating and what you're absorbing in life, and how your gut feels is connected to what you're eating and what you're absorbing in life. So it's all an interconnected web.
Yeah, exactly. So if, for example, I also believe that if you get sick physically, that there is a cause mentally behind it. I mean, for
I
example, if you've got pain in your shoulder, that is probably because you've been carrying too much weight on your shoulders.
I agree.
And most people maybe think I'm crazy. Well, they're right, because I am. I know that. But you can. We have a lot more influence on our health than we might think. Because, for example, if for example, I was having a severe depression, and I found out that I was short on serotonin. And serotonin is a hormone and a neurotransmitter. But you can get that by eating certain food as well. Although I don't know exactly, you know the food part, so you know what to eat to get more of it. But that is what I think, how it's connected. So it's everything is connected. I mean, for example, you and I are connected, even though you're halfway around the world.
Right. Yes, that is accurate. I was gonna, that what you were just saying reminded me of your vagus nerve, which is connected to everything. And the serotonin is actually made in your gut. So here's a connection between laughter, your diet, and your serotonin production. The more you laugh, the more your gastrointestinal tract is stimulated. The more that it's stimulated, the healthier it is, the more serotonin, and easier it is for it to produce the serotonin. Your vagus nerve, which connects from your spinal cord all the way down to your hip, like your stomach, that stimulates your body to feel good, and it triggers your body to reduce your stress levels. So when your GI tract is stimulating the serotonin, and if you're laughing, humming, singing, screaming, anything to stimulate your vagal nerve helps to stimulate your brain with serotonin, which also helps to increase your levels of what's the word? Why can't I think of it off the top of my head? Another chemical that is stimulated by your brain that helps to
Yeah.
reduce your stress levels and helps with your autoimmune levels and increases your immune system. So if you have low serotonin, your immune system is working harder, which when your immune system works harder, it's easier for you to get sick when you come in contact with bacteria or viruses or
Right.
um,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you see that we all need to laugh as much as possible. Though I did have a checkup on how many calories you will burn by laughing. It's actually in my comedy set as well. Well, it's not as much as I thought it was.
Oh,
Have you got
God.
it?
I have not looked that up. What is it?
1 calorie a minute.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I got a lot
Then
of
I have to laugh
laughing to
until
do.
my pants fall off. But I looked it up. What was a good way to burn calories? Yeah, and instead of going to the gym, because I would prefer to do some movement that I really like to do.
Right.
I haven't found the right thing yet.
Do you like to dance?
Yeah, I like to dance. Maybe that is something I could do. Yeah.
Yeah, just turn on some music and dance and sing and act like a fool in your own house, and you'll stimulate your vagus nerve. You'll be getting your exercise
Yeah.
in.
I mean, acting like a fool, that's what I do all day. Or most of the day, trying.
You go do it in the street so you give people something else to laugh
Oh,
at too.
yeah. And maybe ask them to join and then make videos of it.
There, there you go.
Who knows? I can start a new trend.
Give it a try.
Yeah, I could give it a try. So, okay, so what is the method you're using to work with clients? So, how do you? I think you told me that you do it online, but maybe people want to know more about it.
Okay, I have a virtual holistic health practice, and I work with people online and all over the world. I have clients from Canada to Mexico to Europe. I actually just met with someone in the UK last week. So my reach is very far. I work with pretty much anyone and everyone that is suffering from an autoimmune condition or inflammation in their body that is looking to heal the root cause so that they don't have to take medicine, so that they can eat food and feel good and go about their lives in a holistic lifestyle.
Okay, so let's say I'm a client or I want to be a client. I have an issue. What is the way to go and how do you work? What can I expect?
Well, you can expect a really deep dive into your past. I want to know everything about you from the day you were born until today, what your diet used to be like, what your diet currently is, what your goals are. And then we create a timeline of your life and your health from the day you were born until now, and then create a matrix so that we can figure out what your triggers and your antecedents are. And then then I start offering recommendations. You track your life, the foods you eat, your moods, what you're going through. Uh, and then based off of the recommendations I offer, the assessments and tracking, then I continue to offer recommendations until your body is at an optimal level.
So how long would a normal trajectory take then? Because it's one-on-one. You'll work one-on-one, right?
Yes, I work one-on-one and I believe in working. I like the group setting, but I work one-on-one because of bio-individuality. Everybody's body is different and one person's food is another person's poison, so I can't recommend the same thing to two people that have the same diagnosis because the root cause of that could be two different causes. So that is why I work one-on-one, and we do virtual video calls or we can talk on the phone, whatever's better. And we get started from day one. If you're ready, let's go. And uh, it doesn't always have to be food. There's some people that all they need to do is to stimulate their vagus nerve and learn how to laugh and find that their sense of humor is actually what was missing, not necessarily their diet. Their body's inflamed and their stress levels are high, so they need to laugh it off. And you know that saying, like, if we don't laugh, we'll cry. Like there's truth to that because your vagus nerve reduces the stress in your body. And for some people, when they're super stressed out, they laugh and they're like, why am I laughing? I don't know why I'm laughing. It's an uncomfortable laugh. That's your vagus nerve calming your body down.
Ah, that's interesting, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really know about that. I mean, yeah, there are people that are starting to laugh when they feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 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 that's really interesting. So, you do most of your work, or actually all your work, you do it online, right?
Yes.
That's great. So you can work, yeah, with anyone in the world because, hey, I mean, the world used to be a very, very big place, but ever since we've got internet, I mean, it's actually so close.
Right. Like
Because
you're like right here in front of my face instead of all the way on the other side of the world.
exactly, and you're at like what is it, 10:30 or 10 o'clock? No, 11 o'clock p.m.
AM.
Yeah, and it's 7 p.m. here. So yeah, I mean, but I remember that the time I had my first foreign friend in the UK, we were still writing letters by hand. We had to put them in the mailbox. It took like 2 weeks before you got a letter back. I mean, seriously, we were almost waiting at the mailbox, and now it's an email or a WhatsApp or it's so. Even though you cannot be together, you can still be a part of it, and that's why online and of course with the whole COVID thing, I think it made a lot of things easier as well.
Oh, especially for communication wise.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what's next? What can we talk about next?
Well, I guess we could talk about the tips on what influences your gut health to influence your sense of humor.
Okay. I would like to know first what made you start your business.
I was diagnosed with postpartum thyroiditis after I had my second baby, and that progressed into Graves' disease. And my choices were to radiate my thyroid, take medication 3 times a day at the same exact time every day, which I tried. Next step was to radiate my thyroid, and then Um, or I could have changed my diet, my lifestyle, which is what I went with. I started eating foods that supported my thyroid functions, hormone functions, and started cutting out foods that didn't really make me feel good. And what I actually did was I didn't eat for like 2 weeks. I went on a full fast. And then I started implementing foods into my diet. And if it made me feel weird, I didn't eat it. And so I narrowed it down to very few foods. I was eating a lot of radishes, a lot of wild meat, a lot of mushrooms, things like that. And I found out that I was in remission. My doctor slowly lowered my dose, and each blood test, my levels stayed the same. And then he took me off the medication, and my levels stayed the same. And he said, okay, you're in remission. And I've had a blood test every 6 months since then, and I've been in remission for 4 years, just
Oh,
from changing the toxins in my environment, the people I surrounded myself with, the things I was watching, the things I was consuming, the social groups I was in, and changing my diet just by adding foods in that supported my thyroid and my gut. And it was literally like, it was hard, but it was like magic. Everything just kind of fell into place. I started feeling good. I had the energy to go run and play with my kids, which then gave me the energy to want to keep eating better, because it just is a chain reaction. Everything feels good. When you feel good, you eat good. When you feel like crap, you eat crap. When you eat crap, you feel like crap. It's just to feel good, you need to eat good. To eat good, you have to feel good. And so I just started by, and my when I was at my sickest, all my hair fell out. I lost a ton of muscle mass. I couldn't even like lift my arms above my head. I
wow.
couldn't do anything to elevate my heart rate. My resting heart rate was at 125. And so I pretty much sat around and helped take care of my infant at the time. And I was helping to be a caregiver for a family member that had cancer. And I was trying to take care of myself. And then when my levels started to normalize, I was allowed to do things like yoga. So I started doing yoga and started going for walks and started going outside to greet the sun in the morning. And um, that's just where it has led me. And I decided that I needed to go to school to learn how to help other people do what I did, because not enough people know and not enough people understand. They think food as medicine means like eating your emotions, or uh, like like chasing symptoms, like, oh, I'm going to eat turmeric to reduce my inflammation, and I'm going to eat garlic to support my gut, but then I'm still going to listen to music or watch things on TV that actually upset my gut and stress me out, that I'm not even realizing that that is happening. It's all interconnected, and and everything matters. And that's when I decided I have to go to school. I need to help people understand that everything's connected and everything matters, and food can be used. Don't take a vitamin, eat your vitamins. Don't take a supplement. You don't need a supplement. You need to eat your vitamins and your nutrients that can be transported to the cells in your body to keep you functioning and to keep you moving throughout your day.
Right.
So that's how I got there.
Well, but would you say, I mean, because of your own experience, I mean, I think that if I need help from something whatsoever, I would rather go to someone who had an experience than, and of course for me it's more mental health, um, than go to a psychologist, for example. With all the respect, but I've been to several psychologists and they didn't have the experience. I mean, they actually just came from school. I'm not saying that you don't know what to do or whatever, but it's much harder to connect when someone doesn't have the experience. I mean, you can read about things, but you don't know how it feels unless you have experienced it yourself.
I
So I
agree
think
with that.
there's there's a power in there because you know what the difference is because you've tried it, you've done it.
Absolutely. I agree with that. I find it really hard. I've been to counselors and therapists before that you could tell they had no connection to what I was talking about. And it felt like a waste of everyone's time, really, because they didn't have the skill set or the experience behind them to actually help me understand the root cause of what was happening as to why I was feeling the way I was feeling. They just could tell me, oh, well, just sit. I'm sure you understand, just sitting there writing what you're saying. And it's like, are you even listening to me? Did you even hear what I said? So I totally get it. I've been there. And I agree that if I had someone like me to help me, I would have come to see me.
Yeah,
But I did it on my own, and it was really hard on my own.
yeah, exactly. It's like I want to be the person that I needed a few years ago.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah. So, okay, just wanted to know the story behind it. It's I always love the stories behind it.
Yeah. The stories are the best part, I think. Then you get to learn more about the person helping you as well.
Yeah. And there's always a reason why someone starts doing something. I mean, I just saw that someone came online, Ontmoet en Doet. And he is, for example, a freelancer cook, a chef. I'm not sure if he's still there, but he's a chef. And you don't become a chef because you just like to stir in a pot or a pan. I mean, seriously, you have a bigger reason behind it. And I see now someone else coming on, Jacob. As far as I know, he's a coach as well. And I mean, people don't start doing something just because. And when they do, I feel really sorry for them. I mean, I had a painter in my house once who was complaining the whole time, and I said, "Why do you even do this job then?" He said, "Because then I make some money, so I can drink a beer in the weekend." I said, "So, do you know how unfortunate that is?" I said, "You have to work 5 days to get drunk for 2 days to overcome the other 5 days that are ahead of you. What don't I what do I miss about that?"
Nothing.
I mean, seriously, you don't want to do that. You want to do something that gives you fulfillment, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah. And actually that is the same with food then as well.
Hmm. I don't want to eat something that's going to make me feel like shit. I want to eat something that makes me feel good. I want and that is everything that I consume makes my body feel good. I eat food that tastes as good as it makes me feel, not food that tastes okay, but I walk away feeling like I'd rather crawl in a hole because everything
So
hurts.
you never actually eat McDonald's or fries or snacks or
No, I couldn't even tell you the last time I ate at a McDonald's or any type of fast food place. It's been well over 5 years.
really.
So,
And I a friend coming online, and he's actually a comedian as well, and he has a joke about snacks.
oh,
So
oh really?
Yella, if you're watching, we should give up eating the snacks. But I, really hard. I mean, I think I've got a lot to learn there. I mean, I I agree. You're totally right. But I think the way was brought up, in some way, food is also entertainment in some way. So you have to eat nice things when you've got visitors and blah blah blah, and we'll eat, of course, unhealthy things like on a birthday party you eat crisps and chocolate and I don't know. It's really hard to stop if you're used to that for like
Right.
almost 40 years, 40, 50 years.
I get it. I mean, I was raised, I don't know what you would call it there, but here, my mom always called it the yo-yo diet lifestyle. Like she'd be on a diet and then she'd lose the weight and then pretty soon she'd be off the diet and we'd have all kinds of cakes and candy in the house and then she'd go on a diet again and then we'd all be deprived of the little Debbie cakes and then she'd give them back to us. Like
Yeah,
that I was uh tortilla chips, Doritos, Oreo cookies, chocolate, cakes, cheeses, all of that was part of my life. And now I've just had to find alternate versions, like chocolate that they make with dates instead of sugar, or things like I can still have the chips, but chips that are baked without safflower oil, or there's still ways to enjoy the foods that you use as entertainment, but you just have to find a different version, a healthier version, a version that doesn't actually deplete your nutrients while you're eating it. Because a lot of things that are like fried, or I guess quote unquote like fancy meals for entertainment, they actually take nutrients away from your body and deplete your bones of essential minerals and nutrients in order for your body to digest them. So that's why I always focus on putting the good in, so that I make sure that I'm not pulling nutrients from my bones or my muscles, because I don't want to be sick like ever again.
Right.
That was the worst time in my life. So if I can continue to eat healthy, and my body has changed since I started. I don't eat the same foods today that I ate 4 years ago when I started, when I was told I was on remission. It's like life, it's an evolution, and with the ebb and flow of life, like some things that I couldn't eat 4 years ago, I can eat now that have no effect on my body. So it's not like you're stuck eating the same diet for the rest of your life in this, like, the health diet culture wants you to believe, and not always eating the same health foods is good for you either. You have to mix it up. You have to have balance.
Right. So do you, for example, since you have children, your children don't eat any sweets, or do they get something, or?
They They do, but anything that they eat is sweetened with either honey or maple syrup or coconut sugar. They don't eat any other white sugars, any processed sugars, anything like that. Um, I'm very fortunate that my 13-year-old loved to be in the kitchen with us, and she loves to bake. So she makes the cookies and the muffins and the cakes and stuff like that, but she always uses flours that don't contain gluten, like root flours or buckwheat flour, or what else? Like nut flours, things like that. And then she uses honey to sweeten them. So, I mean, we still eat pizza, but the dough isn't, stretchy, fluffy pizza dough, but it's more like thin crust crackers, but we still eat pizza.
Yeah, but for example, your children go out or play with a friend, they are not, I mean, most people are not doing as much as you do.
My kids usually take a snack
Ah,
with them when they leave the house
ah,
for,
okay.
for that reason. My 13-year-old, we sent her to summer camp a few years ago, and she was there for 12 days and came home and said all she ate was salsa because she didn't want to feel bad because all they had was prepackaged food. So
Ah,
she said that they put her in charge of dicing all the vegetables and making the salsa, so she knew what was in it and she was fine eating it. Um, but my 5-year-old, it was really hard this year at school because all the kids were having all the sugary sweet foods. But when she eats sugar, she turns into a demon and breaks out with like a rash all over her face.
oh,
So sugar is not good for her body at all. She doesn't react well to it, and it's pretty instant. Like I would go to pick her up that day and she'd come out screaming and wild like a crazy animal, and I knew that she ate somebody else's lunch that day. Um, but after she started realizing, like, I'm spending more time in the bathroom and my stomach doesn't really feel good and I don't like this rash all over my face, that she decided, okay, I'm not going to eat anybody else's food anymore. I'm only going to eat the food you make for me, which I send her to school with. Like today's lunch was a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, tri-tip, an apple, and some nuts, which is what she picked to eat. So I mean, she gets good food, but it's not sugar.
Right. Yeah. Okay. And how is that? Does that go with, for example, vegetarian? Because they say vegetarian is much better, and we all need to reduce our meat eating and so on. I've got no clue. I'm a meat eater. I'm not really a vegetarian, but yeah, how does that work then?
There's still ways for vegetarians to get plant-based protein, but there are essential uh, nutrients and vitamins that are more easily found in animal protein, such as like zinc and let's see what else. I can't think off the top of my head. There's a plethora of essential vitamins that you can really only, and um, collagen found in bones and meat. Like things like that are really important to get from the source, because when you take a plant and you process it and break it down so that it acts like an animal protein, the nutrients are no longer there.
Right.
So it's important to get it from the source. And I know a lot of people believe that it's better to not eat a lot of meat, but meat is very important. And it's important to eat like grass-fed meat, because what your meat eats affects your body. So if you're eating, Wagyu steak all the time where they massage the meat and feed them barley and beer, well, that barley and everything that's in the beer is in the meat. So then that contains gluten, which then affects your body.
Right.
So it's important to have like wild meats, like we eat wild boar and venison and buffalo and lamb and veal and like heirloom chickens and things like that. So you have to have a variety, because when you eat the same things all the time, your body isn't getting all of the nutrients it needs.
Right. But that's with everything that you eat then. Variety. It's so,
Variety, yeah.
but that's the same with jokes. You need to have some variety in the jokes, otherwise you cannot keep laughing about the same jokes.
That's true.
So yeah.
I very much agree with that.
Okay, so you come up with something now.
Okay. Well, I think it's important to note that in order to have a healthy gut, there are some key things that you should consume,
Yeah.
like probiotic rich foods that are fermented, like sauerkraut, kimchi, kombucha, yogurt, things like that. Because the probiotics are what fuel your microbiota, the good bugs that live in your gut. And then you have to have prebiotics to feed your probiotics. So prebiotics are things like garlic, onion, leeks, asparagus, bananas, oats, things like that.
Right.
So in order to have, and I'll just repeat that because the way that you looked at
Yeah,
me.
it was going like, oh, okay.
So you have your microbiota, which is the bacteria, the good bacteria that lives in your gut.
Right.
You have to feed the microbiota probiotics so that they're healthy. But you have to actually feed your probiotics for the microbiota to eat them with prebiotics.
Right. So I eat garlic first, and then have a bowl of yogurt.
If you want to. It might not taste too great together, but you could. Or it might be better if you eat like the garlic with some sauerkraut
Yeah. So you can
with some meat.
eat them together.
Huh?
You can also eat them all together.
Yes, you can eat them all together.
Right.
Yes. And it's very important. Hydration is like way up there on the important list. So if you're not drinking enough water, your cells are working too hard and that causes exhaustion. And then you don't find anything to be funny when you don't feel good and you're tired. So you have to be properly hydrated and you have to laugh for for gut health
Possible.
as much as possible.
About
Because
the high stuff. There are some different opinions about how much you need to drink. I mean, I remember that my dad used to drink a lot of water, but they actually told him to drink a little bit less water because his heart could not pump it around. That's how fast he drank.
okay.
So what is it like 3 liters or something?
I think it's mostly based off of your weight and it's different for everyone. So think the more the
Uh,
the more weight you
the more weight, the more water, right?
yes. The more weight you have, the more water you need because the bigger of a surface area where your cells are,
Right.
the smaller you are, the less water you need. Generally, I think it's everybody needs to drink, in my opinion, at least a minimum of 2 liters of water a day. A minimum.
Right. Then I'm short on water. Yeah. I know that I'm not drinking enough then.
Yeah. But see, and it's different for everyone too. So I can tell you that, but maybe you're somebody that needs 5 liters, or maybe you're somebody that you naturally have a low production of um, uh, uh, your body isn't very good at producing um, why can't I think today? My brain. Um, I apparently did not laugh enough this morning.
Oh, you forgot to eat your garlic yogurt.
Yes, I did not eat my garlic yogurt. That's the no. Um, you know, the salts that your body
Yeah, yeah.
makes. Why can I not think of the word? Okay, so some people don't produce enough of that. So that when you drink when you have your water levels are off with your body, then that throws everything else off. So it depends on what's going on in your body too as to how much water you need to drink.
Right,
It's not always the same.
right.
But I think a general rule of thumb is at least 2 liters.
Yeah, so I'm not drinking 2 liters. So then I know for a fact that I'm short.
Yes.
But otherwise I have to go into the loo all the time or the bathroom.
Yeah.
But
Well,
that's
that's okay.
probably why it's meant, because then you will
You
lose.
cleanse out the toxins in your body.
Yeah. Hmm.
The best forms of detox are sleep and poop.
Okay. Oh, maybe. Okay. Maybe I can try poop some more.
There you go. Eat some more fiber.
I'm actually doing pretty well on that.
Okay, well,
Yeah, that's how you laugh at shit. You need to laugh about it.
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't laugh enough, um, it it is for a fact that not just your mood and your mental health um, are improved, but also your physical health. Like, it's just like what you say. If you you're getting in a cycle. If you eat shit, you will feel like shit.
Yep,
And
absolutely.
most people actually, um, even though I do know this, don't always do it. So, for example, I knew that sauerkraut is really good for you, but we in Holland eat it most of the time in the winter, and then with potatoes, smashed potatoes in it. But the potatoes are actually not that healthy.
Right.
So it's the combination. You get my point?
Yeah.
Which is, and I find it hard. I mean, they've put me on a diet when I was, I think 10, 12 years old, and my aunt put me on Weight Watchers. So I had to weigh all my food, my how much meat, how much vegetables, how much potatoes, and my brother was eating crisps, and I was too young to really understand.
Right.
And so she actually gave me a sort of, I wouldn't call it trauma because it's a big word, but there was something that didn't, I mean, so I've got like a love-hate relationship with food, I guess.
She introduced you to the stigma of diet culture.
I think so, yeah. And I mean, I never been like a size 6 or a size whatever 8, which is the standard probably. I mean, I never looked like Barbie, but a Barbie is plastic. To be plastic, right? I mean,
Yes.
if there's a really big wind blowing, I won't have to be afraid. But I do feel, I mean, it would be a lot healthier if I just lose some weight. I mean, we can all be honest about that. But I do feel like there's um you do you the way you approach it is not because people need to be slim. It's about being healthy, and that's a different,
Well,
because
because when, go ahead. Sorry.
you can be healthy even though you're not like Barbie.
That's totally possible to be healthy and not look like Barbie. Most of the time, people that look like Barbie are malnourished and actually need to eat something good for them.
Yeah, I would say I've got one of my jokes in my comedy set saying, um, because I'm overweight, I make jokes about it, of course. And then I say there are a lot of people thinking or filling in things that are not even true. But if I'm honest, I do the same thing, but then with those skinny bitches. And then I go like, yeah, well, um, there is a group that after they ate, they put their finger in their throat and they get all the food out again. I said, but that is not healthy and that's not good for the environment right now. With these days, I said, then you better act like a cow. And how do you say that? Re-chew it. That is healthy.
Oh no.
Well, that was a hard way to tell a Dutch joke.
I bet.
Yeah, but in Dutch it's much funnier. It's much easier.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think then it's funnier. But yeah, I think being really really slim is also not healthy. So, like you say, every person is different. So every person has a different different way of being healthy.
I agree.
So yeah,
And
do you have like a general tip aside from the one that you already gave?
laugh more and go outside. We're like the human body is like a flower, and in order to flourish and thrive, you require three important things: healthy soil, which is your body, which you get it healthy by supplying the proper nutrients, an adequate amount of water, and plenty of sunlight.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And I think that it I found it really hard to go outside at first. When I was in having a depression again, they told me to go outside at least 30 minutes a day and exercise. And I thought, who has time for that? I mean, seriously, with all the things that we have to do these days, we have to work, we have to do this, we have to do house cleaning, take care of things, um, cook healthy food, sleep enough. When do we have the time to then go outside for a walk of 30 minutes doing nothing else? But that is my brain telling me to do, telling me. But when you go out, once I started doing it, I recognized that I was starting to feel better. And when I was how do you say that, when I was doing it more often, and I had to skip a day, I actually felt terrible. So you'll get used to it. So yeah, the walk, And maybe you have to just build it up, because I started with 15 minutes, then I did a bigger round, and there are ways to get distraction so you won't be so stressed, because I got stressed about now I'm walking outside and I actually have to work or I have to do this or that. But you can listen to a podcast or watch an Instagram live, for
Yeah,
example. I mean, I would take notice of the surroundings when you're walking, but I mean, you can listen to something or listen to an ebook or well, what a good thing is, a good exercise actually is looking around. Where are you at that moment? What do you smell? Use all your senses to try and smell and stay in the moment. And feel and take the whole um, area up in you with all the senses that you have. So then you can stay in the now. And apparently, when you stay in the now is the most important moment. And a lot of people are already in the next moment. So you cannot enjoy this moment if you are already waiting for the next moment to come.
that's right. I
So yeah.
100% agree with that. And when I go for walks, and it could just be my environment, but I'm surrounded by purple and brown and blue and red mountains, and
Oh,
the sky is so beautiful. And when I go for a walk, I look at the sky and I look at the trees and I look at the mountains and I take it all in just so that I can be mindful and live in the moment. I also listen to like a Peloton walking or running track in the background. But at the same time, they actually call that like a meditative walk because you're being present in the moment and you're meditating on what's going on around you. And then the walk goes by so much faster than when you're like, I don't even want to do this. Why? I hate being in the sun. I hate being outside. Your mindset plays a crucial role in your ability to have a healthy lifestyle.
yeah, yeah, I agree. Because I worked a lot on my mindset, because if I look back just a few years ago and now then I think, oh my God, I changed so much. I mean, I used to get worried about everything, or stressed with every single detail. And for example, I am trying to get a new part-time job. So I've been doing a lot of interviews, or at least sending out applications and stuff like that. And this morning I got a call from someone I was going to meet Thursday, but she called me back to say the meeting would be canceled because I did not have enough experience in, I don't know, something about young parents, because it was a speaking engagement. And I thought, oh, I can do that and I can learn things. But because I didn't have any experience, and normally I would be upset and think, why? And now all I thought was, well, that's too bad for them. It's their loss, not mine. Something better will come along. And yeah, it's they miss out, not. And then I realized I was thinking that way. And I thought, oh my God, that is so much better. I don't have to worry or make myself smaller and pretend I'm not good enough anymore, because I am. And it makes the difference. It makes so much difference. So if anyone would ask me, I would say work on your mindset. And like I always say, I mean, laugh at shit is not because I thought it was funny. It became a new thing for me, because I wanted to feel better while I was going through shit. And in every situation, there are always three things. One, something to be grateful for. Two, something to learn from the situation. And three, something to laugh about. And if you don't see it, you have to look again from a different angle, and just try all the angles until you found it, because it is there. Even when
I
you're
love it.
even when you feel like you don't want to move on with your life. I mean, uh, I remembered I said to my best friend, I said, I don't want this life anymore, and I don't like it, and I don't know what to do. And she was quiet, and I said, well, good thing that I believe in multiple lives. And she just said, why? I said, well, if I would end it myself and I would come on the other side, they will set me right back and I would have to start over again. And now I'm already halfway. I might as well get through it now.
That is so funny because that's exactly what I say all the time.
Oh, really?
All the time.
Yeah,
I'm like, you're
funny.
gonna just have to start over. Forget it.
Yeah,
If you want to start all the way over, you're almost done.
yeah, let's do it. And but then the new, and of course, when you're done, a new challenge comes up. But that's what life is meant for. It's meant to overcome challenges. And you don't
Yeah.
get cannot what you cannot solve. I hate it when people want to. I mean, we people want to help others, of course, and we want to solve things for people, but we cannot solve the problems of other people. That's why they got their problems and we got ours, because we are the ones that need to solve our problems.
Right.
So yeah, yeah,
And I like to help people figure out how to solve their own problems.
exactly. And with a guidance, because we can guide them. And I always say, I cannot fix it for you, but I can hold your hand while you are fixing it.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
I love that.
And that is, I think, the best that you can have. I mean, we need people that support each other. And
I agree.
time, if you got people, because you mentioned it as well, that you said you change your surroundings, the people that you're around with. I mean, go where you're celebrated and not just where you're tolerated. And it doesn't matter if it's family or friends, but go where you're celebrated. We need people to help us up. And you're the
I love that.
5 people that you surround yourself with. So yeah, I would say, if you need to, like for example, if you need to change your food or anything, or you want to go do a deep dive on your gut health, then you're the expert. They need to contact you because you will solve a problem that people are experiencing in a way that they are going to solve it themselves, but you are going to give them the tools. So yeah. So
Uh,
how can people find you or contact you?
they can find me on Instagram at Healing with Ashlee or on my website at www.roothealingefx.com. Or they can send me a DM if they're looking for me, or comment on like this live or any other lives they see. Um, I'm pretty easy to find, I
Good.
think.
So do you um is there anything that you would like to offer, like today?
Yeah, I can offer today if people are interested, if they want to send me a DM that they're interested, I can send them a workbook page on. I have a book, The Recipe to Healthy Digestion, and I can send them like the workbook pages for that. They can learn a little bit more about supporting their digestion.
Good. So for the people that are actually watching this either on a replay or live, um, connect with Ashlee, and yeah, she will help you go further.
Absolutely. I appreciate that.
Oh, and
What about you?
yeah, I don't have to say without. Well, if you go to my website, laughatshit.com, there is a free visualization that you can download for free. It's a visualization about self-love. Otherwise, same as you, connect with me through Instagram or Facebook. Send me a DM. Any topic that you have a question on, just let me know. And maybe if there are more people asking questions, we can do a live again.
Yeah, for sure. If you have questions, send us your questions, and I would love to do another live to answer them.
Yeah, yeah, me too. I mean, I couldn't see if there are people responding or asking questions. So,
Not yet.
ah,
We we had some hearts, but we haven't had any questions.
I did see that. I love hearts. But I think, for example, for here, maybe people are still also having dinner, even though it's 7:45 here now. But
Yeah,
let's say, I mean, they can always watch on a replay, right?
absolutely.
So, okay, so for all the people, if you are going to watch this on a replay, please put in hashtag replay and respond to that so that we know that you're watching. It's nice for us to know that you're watching as well. So, yeah, do you have anything to add? Hey, Jerry Crandall is saying something. Can you see it?
Yes, he said Sandra's a very funny comedian.
Yeah, but he is too.
We'll have to invite him on one day to get us to
Oh,
laugh.
I'm pretty sure you would love that. I'm sure if the audience could have a comedy with him together. Because we. Oh, are you okay?
Excuse me. Sorry, I'm dying.
Oh, oh my God! I don't know the Heimlich.
Can we do that virtually? Have you figured that one
I
out?
was just thinking about it. Do I call 911?
I think so.
Well,
Oh,
anyways, oh, I need to. Shh. He says shh. And I actually could say something Dutch to him, but you wouldn't understand. I will text
no.
him. So, is there anything that we didn't discuss yet that we still need to talk about? I think we're live for an hour by now.
Yeah, we're at an hour. We made it.
Yeah, we made it, and we actually made it at the right time because we mixed it up.
Yeah. That
Unfortunately, yeah.
that is one of the few nuances to being connected across the world is
Yeah, but it normally
when the United States jumps ahead an hour and leaves you an hour behind.
yeah, but it doesn't normally wouldn't be a problem because you can easily look it up. But when I looked it up, it was before you moved your clock ahead, and our clock is only moving ahead in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And US, you have different time zones as well. I mean, Las Vegas is different than New York.
Right.
So yeah, so I guess that's probably why we got mixed up. It's no excuse, but I will pay more attention to it next time. I mean, it took us like 3 days to get connected for the first conversation,
But we made it, and here we are.
and we actually doing a live now.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, I guess I don't have much to add more. Do you have anything to add?
I don't have anything else to add today, but if anybody has any questions, or we can circle back another day and
Yeah,
connect some more dots.
exactly. Let's see what people think about it. Let us know what you think about it, and ask any question you like so we can do it again.
Sounds good.
Okay then. Well,
All
I guess
right.
for tonight then. So I would say you have a wonderful day there.
And you have a wonderful evening. Fair.
Yeah, it's not bedtime yet, but well, it is dark. And I think you have the sun out there, right?
Yes, the sun is out here.
Well, go outside and enjoy the sun. And don't, oh my God, drink a glass of water first.
Yeah, my throat's dry, all this talking. I just talked for an hour.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. Anyway, well, have a good day, and we will talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Talk soon.
Okay,
Bye.
goodbye.